gentlemen, and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Zebu Nation. We're here with FC Cincinnati in the 2020 season, but we're not here to talk MLS today. No. We're here to talk Champions League, North American Champions League to be specific, and we have a first round game versus Municipal of Guatemala. Let's take a look at the Champions League here. Take a look at our stage that we're in, the first round stage. Now, this is a stage I didn't expect to be in because, quite honestly, we didn't qualify for the Champions League. However, due to a clerical error, we have made it into the Champions League. Basically, it's kind of like one of those things at the Oscars where somebody gets up and reads the wrong name off the envelope, and they just say, "Well, we'll give it to him anyway." That's kind of what happened here. So we didn't really earn our way in, but we're going to take advantage of this opportunity that's been presented to us. We're here along with Atlanta United, DC United, Vancouver from Canada, and New England as well. Now, New England has the toughest matchup of the first round in terms of MLS teams. They're going up against America of Mexican League, and that's going to be a very tough matchup because they're very good. Everybody else should be favored in their matchups. Atlanta United certainly over Alajuelense of Costa Rica. DC United, though, they had a draw versus Montagua, and they probably should have done better than that. Then Tigres from Mexican League, they're probably going to be one of the favorites of the whole competition. They've won the competition several times. Vancouver versus Plaza Amador from Panama. Chivas is there. Chivas should also be a pretty good team in this competition. And Cruz Azul as well, they're very good. So a lot of very tough Mexican sides in this tournament. But we get Municipal. Let's take a look at them. And as you can see, they're not necessarily up to our standard. A lot of two-star guys, a lot of grayed-out guys because the FM database doesn't have a Guatemalan league, so they don't really have a lot of players to choose from. And the players they do have to choose from are not really that good. So we should have a pretty clear victory in this first round. So we're going to take care of both games today in this video. We're going to play them both live on camera, and hopefully there are no catastrophes. Hopefully we can get through this first round and then move on to the MLS regular season from here. Because honestly, we have an MLS regular season game. Our opener is just 3 days from now. So we're going to be a little bit tired. We're going to have to play that game in between playing the first two legs of this Champions League. So it's going to be a little bit difficult on the team in terms of fitness. We might have to actually sacrifice our home opener versus FC Dallas because I really want to get off to a good start with this Champions League. I don't want to waste this opportunity by putting in a weaker side and having them not perform. So we're going to go guns blazing against Municipal, and we're going to try to crush them right out of the gate. So here we go. Let us get to the matchup, and we'll introduce our first team for the first time this year. In our preseason, we didn't really look at the first team that much. We looked at the second team a little bit. We have finalized our deal for Tilt. He's coming in. He is not registered for Champions League, however. He came in just after the deadline, so unfortunately we couldn't register him. We'll be able to register him at a later date, but for now, no such luck. It's a good thing we're not playing against, a tougher side, or we might be a little bit worried. But for now, we're doing okay. We are going to continue going with the 4-2-3-1. Don't worry about that. It's we also have the MLS team registration coming up that we have to look at. So we got some interesting things happening. I think we are going to have to spend a little bit more allocation money to get Tilt under the salary cap, but other than that, we should be okay. I'd really like to send some guys out. Kiri Shelton is willing to reopen talks with us and come back to the team. He's currently unemployed. 6'3". He's still only 26 years old, so he's a good guy to have in our back pocket. Kind of like how we had Ship in our back pocket last year. Now we've got Shelton in our back pocket. So, we might look at that. If we can send some of our younger guys out on loan, then we can bring Shelton back in and have a more veteran reserve out there on the wing. But for now, he's going to have to wait to sit it out. We have a few injuries, which we looked at. Akugo and Alashe injured. Got several injuries in the midfield, so we're a little thin in the midfield, but for the most part, we're okay. Here we are. We got some good games today. New England versus America will be the one to watch. As I said, I think New England is a pretty good squad this year. But, I guess they're going to find out pretty early. So here we are. We are 6-4 favorites. Breezy and 71 at Estadio El Trebol in Guatemala. All right, let's go. Referee gives out about 2 yellow cards a match. That's pretty good, I guess. We can handle that. So here we are. We have somebody who is not entirely fit. Oh, we haven't really set up our reserves either. That's no good. I'm going to have to take a moment and do this. So we're going to pause and then come back for the game. Hang on, pause. Okay, we're back. Here we are. Starting lineups. We have, of course, Zach Steffen in goal. Nuhu at the left back. We're going to give him a shot to win this. He is our best left back on the team right now. So right now the job is his. We need him to grow into this position and become a starter. It's now or never for him at 22 years old. Wilson, one of our new pickups this year, making his debut. Danny Wilson. We're expecting him to be a big player for us, playing the ball-playing defender. Glad is back in the starting lineup. Aguirre making his debut, one of our other new signees this offseason. Akechi, Luis Felipe is going to take the ball-winning midfielder position. This probably isn't going to be his starting position this year. He's probably going to come off the bench, but for now, he's the best option we have. And he's kind of in the same position as Nuhu is, in that he's a young player who needs to grow this season. So if he has to be the starter this year, I'm okay with that as long as he grows into the position. De Vries back after that season-ending injury last year. Hopefully he can recapture some of that magic. Sonora on the right, Adi up top, and then our big acquisition, the reigning MVP, Luciano Acosta. I don't think he's Italian, but he could be anyway. Making his debut this season for us, expecting big things. So let's go. End the pep talk. Get to the tunnel. You sprung a few surprises, have we? Have we? I don't know. I picked the team that would give us the... Oh, no. You left the Lash out. Yeah, he's injury or whatever. Anyway, any team would miss him. Get out. So here we are. Pretty good size stadium. End zones are a little empty. Not a lot of Cincinnati fans made the trip down to Guatemala. But I guess, they didn't expect to be here, right? Nobody expected us to be here, so nobody really made travel plans. We'll see. 6 minutes in and we don't have a goal, so I guess we're a little shocked at that, but we'll see if Municipal, they might be playing back. They might be playing very conservatively. Finally get our first shot on target. No highlight, though. 14 minutes in. Starting to get a little anxious that there hasn't even been a highlight yet. But this can happen sometimes. Oh, Sonyora's injured. That is no good. Question is, can Acosta play out there? Not very well. But a catchy. Again, not very well. So how about Crispum? I guess that's what we'll do. Yeah. I guess we'll bring Crispum off the bench and play him at right wing. That is not good. If Sonora's injured for a long amount of time, that's going to put some pressure on our backups for sure. Was not looking forward to that. I mean, after trading Barrios, I was really looking forward to Sonora being the dude at right wing. Nuhu with the steal. Acosta has it. Nice pass to Philippe with the shot. He rocketed one. He got it on target. We win a corner out of it. Here's a catchy. Taking the corner. Sends it back post. Gonna get another corner out of it on the other side. Here we are, far side. Using our new play. DeVries is gonna take it this time. Sends it in. Again, we can't win it. Adi's gonna chase it down. See if we can get some second phase offense here. Wilson's got a man standing wide open. It's DeVries. DeVries. He gets one across. Oh, there's a penalty in the box there. I think that was Acosta with the foul. Dangerous. Very dangerous, but Municipal's defense looks to be up to the challenge so far. We don't have a ton of size at the wings or even up front at all, other than Adi. Like Adi is what, 6'3" or something like that, 6'4". Then we got DeVries, who's 5'7", Acosta, who's 5'3", and now Crispum, who's 5'10", who's our biggest guy out there. Sonora, how big is he? He's 5'9", so we don't have a lot of size. We got a lot of Smurfs running around out there. So some of those corner plays and things like that might not work as well this year as they did last year. Here's a turnover. Akechi wins one to DeVries. DeVries doing what he did last year, winning contested balls. Here's Crispum outside. He sends one across, tries to get it back to DeVries. He can't win the header. We should probably switch our crosses down low. There's Akechi to Philippe. Trying to play it around. Get it to Acosta. See what he can do. He's going to take it out wide. Gets it to DeVries. Nuhu on the overlap. He almost didn't go for that. There's Adi. Yes. Saw that one coming a mile away. Get it to the big man. Stop sending it in to all these 5'3" guys. There we go. We finally get our first real goal of the season. Nuhu just bombs one in. Adi over top of the defense. That's what we want. Picking up where he started last year. Maybe not where he left off, but definitely where he started out last year, scoring a bunch of goals. So there we go. 1-0 just before half is okay, but hopefully we can pour it on a little bit in the second half. Dressing room, pep talk. Let's be assertive. Played well, but there's room for improvement. Let's go. Crispum is motivated. Nobody else was really listening, but hey, if you can just reach one guy, it makes it all worth it, right? Here's second half. Let's go. You know, even if this is the final score, 1-0 away, that's good enough, I think. It doesn't give us a ton of breathing room, and it can be a little scary for the home leg, but it's at least better than nothing. Better than if we came out of here 0-0 like what DC United did. Municipal's been fired up by their coach. Meanwhile, we're just sort of taking it calm on our side of the park. Aguirre, 7.2, but he does have a yellow card. We have Clute on the bench who could come in for him. But hopefully we don't need it. Hopefully we don't get yellow carded to death the way we did last year. Could change up our tactics and fall back a little bit. But at this point, I don't think that's necessary. We'll just let the clock run, see what happens. Here we go, throw in. Nuhu. The one thing Nuhu brings that others don't is that throw-in ability. He's got like 15 throw-ins or something like that. There's Acosta, gets it in. There's Adi again. 2 players they just can't handle. I mean, there's nobody on their team who's even in the same class as Acosta or Adi. So those 2 guys getting together should spell disaster for our opponents. And this is what happened. Throw in to Nuhu, back to Nuhu, back to Acosta, and then he just whips it in there. And Adi with the perfect header nods it back. That's got to take a lot of practice to be able to know like where the goal is in comparison to where you are, and then like angle your head in the proper direction. It's got to take a lot of practice, a lot of spatial and body awareness. There we go, 2-0, that's much better. That's a little bit more breathing room. We can just sort of play things defensively back home and move on to the next round. 81 minutes, they're going to get a highlight out of this. Hansen, little sneaky back pass. Between the legs, I don't even know what that is, but here's a Ketchy now on the counterattack. De Vries had to save that one at the sideline. Back to Akechi. He's going to bomb one back post to Crispin. Heads it down to Adi. Adi with the hat trick. Adi's going to go right back over. Oh, no. Wait, what? There's the flag up. I didn't see it. Let's see the replay. Crispin's onside. Adi is not, though. Hat trick denied. Still a few minutes left to get one, though. 83 minutes down. Stefan bombs one downfield. Oh, there's a turnover. Adi going to split the defense. Can't get the hat trick there. But he does force a rather hasty clearance there. Clock is going to run, though. Acosta gets his first yellow card of the season. 3 yellow cards in there. Philippe injured, or not injured. Philippe with the yellow card. Acosta with the yellow card. Yeah. 92 minutes down. 93 minutes. They're going to blow the whistle here. There it is. 2-0. Should have been, could have been, would have been 3-0. But 2 is good enough to take back home to Cincinnati. See if we can close this out. Very pleased. Very pleased. Let's go, boys. All right. So we're going to pause it here and play a couple of games and then come back for the second leg of Champions League. We're going to do our registration, all that stuff. And, Sonora injured. 4 to 5 weeks. That's no good. Leave that to the physio. Now, should we put him on the injury list? 4 to 5 weeks, 6 games is what he's out. He's going to be out 6 games if we put him on the list. So let's take a look at the calendar real quick. So that's 1 game there, FC Dallas. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first half of the season is pretty packed. So 4 to 5 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6 games. Then a bye week back for that. So what this will do for us, this will let us free up a spot on the roster for registration. So that, maybe we don't have to cut somebody, or maybe we don't have to leave off one of our Generation Adidas players or something like that. So I think I will actually put him on the disabled list, not the season-ending list. No. Disabled list. So that only means he's out for 6 games. Okay. So we'll do our registration. We'll come back. All that, what I said before. Pause. Okay, we are back for the second leg of the Champions League. Okay, we're back for the second leg of the Champions League. Now, we did our registration. We played our first game in MLS, but we're not going to worry about that just yet because we're going to get on with this second leg. Focus on the Champions League. As you can see, there's been some interesting games. Some interesting results, at least for this group of games. We can take a look at the whole stage here. You can see here, DC United has moved on 3-1 over Montagua. Then Atlanta United also moved on 2-0, 4-0 total over Alajuelense. Tigres is getting ready to move on, possibly. Vancouver. Only 3-2, so they got a little work to do. Chivas looks like they're moving on. We look like we're moving on, but you never know. Cruz Azul, same. They have moved on as well. And then the big surprise, New England. 1-0 over America in the first leg. And, you know, I told you, I've been telling you all preseason, I thought New England looked like a very good side. And, you know, they proved it in that first leg. But in this Champions League, there have been plenty of times when American teams have gone up early and then the Mexican sides, you know, kick it into that extra gear and end up winning, you know, like 3-1 or 4-1 or something like that, and they just snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat. So we'll see what happens there. Keep an eye on that matchup. But for now, we'll take a look at our own matchup here. Evens, which is interesting. I don't know if I like that. Too early to tell about form. We do have a lot of injuries. We have changed our lineup quite a bit, but we still, with the 2-goal lead and everything else going for us at home, we got a big crowd, 38,000 showing up out of a 40,000 capacity. All the cards are stacked in our favor, so we'll see if we can pull out this victory. Let's get to the team selection. Everybody is in order and looking good, so let's submit that. Yeah, we got at least one guy with match fitness problems, but that's okay. Hopefully he can use his veteran status. Oh, they've changed their lineup. Going with sort of a rocket ship formation. We'll see. Meanwhile, we have Hudson in goal. Nuhu. Richards is making his debut, the youngster we picked up last season at Central Defense. He's got a picture now and everything. You might have noticed that we got a lot of pictures now. These circles, these are our face pack that we got. Glad is in there. Clute at the right back. Richie Salvador is in at midfield. We had some injury issues, some guys who, you know, we played a lot of games in the last week. It's 3 games this week. So Richie Salvador is in there. Philippe at ball-winning midfielder. Wadey making his debut, long-awaited debut. Draft pick. Crispum, Perez, and Prisbilko also going to get the start. He made one appearance off the bench. We're going to see if he can get his goal scoring going. That would be nice. Let's go. Steve Hudson takes the captain's armband. Sure. Other circumstances we might have played him. Players are professional. Let's go. And here we are. Nippert Stadium in all its glory. This is what we want to see this year. I want to see huge crowds, sellouts, all that stuff. Let's go. A little aggressive maneuver to start the game off, but Municipal manages to hold on to possession. This is an interesting formation to go up against us. I mean, it's basically... Oh, well, here we go. Wadey. Free kick, sends it short, gets deflected. He sends it back in. Crispum with the header. I thought that went off the goalkeeper, but I guess not. Guess it did not. Must have went off the post. Because it definitely took a deflection. Here we go. Wadey now from the other side. Gets one to Crispum again. His header goes wide again. Let's go, boys. Throw in from Clute. Sends it in. It's headed out. Philippe, though, gathers it in. He's going to take that shot. There it is. He rattles the cage and sort of distorts the net with the warp field or something. I don't know what that was, but he rockets one. We know Philippe likes to take those long shots. This one left-footed. Bang. Oh, it bounces off the head of a defender and in. There we go. 3 goals. That should hopefully seal it. They've already got 5 fouls in the first 15 minutes. Not a good look from them. We've already got 8 shots, 3 on target, 54% possession. Injury for Municipal. They don't have a lot of depth. So that's not real good for them to get an injury in their starting lineup. They do have... Suddenly they've got all real players? No, maybe not. Anyway, Nuhu with the throw-in. Crispum. Wadey back out to Crispum. He sends one in. Przbilko. Easy. Can't stop the big man. Okay, I feel much better about this now. Crispum looks really energized at home today. He's all over the field. Great pass. Great cross. Przbilko. Easy header for him. The most underpaid man in North America. We shall see if he gets a pay raise after this season. I don't know. Most likely, unless somebody comes in with a big offer for him. I don't know. Here's Nuhu with another throw-in. Crispum again, this time to Perez. He sends it wide. Let's keep throwing it into Przbilko. How about that? That sounds like a better plan. A lot of youngsters in the game. I do like Nuhu's long throw ability. 15. You know, it just is less turnovers during the throw-ins, and it's more of a weapon out there. You know, it's kind of like our special teams, our crosses, our corners, our free kicks. Richards can't clear it. Kubila gets one back. Rodrigo Kubila. Or is it Kubia? I don't know. There's the cross. Richards, he just sort of swats at it with his foot. Goes straight to Kubila. Okay, 4-1 at halftime. Let's see. Are there any sort of tactics we need to discuss? I think we can drop back, not be so offensive, and just sort of, you know, do our thing. Put Clute in defense. Sort of hang out, control possession. Perez is complacent. We got a lot of complacent boys out there. So let's get to the dressing room and let's yell at them a little bit. Assertive. Don't get complacent. Przbilko is suddenly stressed. We'll be calm with him. Say, I don't know. There's much more to come. I believe you got what it takes. No, he's more stressed about that. Maybe that's Przbilko's problem. Maybe he's not mentally strong. You know, he's physically strong, technically strong, but maybe personality might be his drawback here. What is his personality? Anyway, it's fairly professional. He should be okay. Yeah, I mean, he should be able to dominate a team like this. Looks like they're trying to play with a higher tempo. Can't complain. Can't blame them, I mean. 3 goals down. Here's Nuhu with another throw-in, looking for a target. Nope. Can't get it to Wendy, but we recover it. Philippe. He's slowing it down a bit. Gets it out wide to Perez. Perez sends it in there. It's Przybylko. Nice one-timer. Just couldn't quite get it on target. 60 minutes down. How are we looking? 19 shots, 7 on target. 56% possession. So we're slowing it down. We're just sort of knocking it around the park. Here we go. Another throw in from Nuhu. Gets another one to Wadey. Wadey takes the shot. Or was that a cross? I think that was a cross. Przybylko recovers to Philippe. Philippe back to Perez. Perez looking. Nope, deflected. Crispin's going to take the shot. Deflected. Open goal. That's not fair. Deflection comes right back to him. The goalkeeper dives, and there's just green grass in front of him and a wide open net. Let's take a look at this from the director cam, or the sideline cam, I guess. Perez, his shot deflects straight to Crispin. Shot wide. Goalkeeper, no chance. Nobody around Crispin defensively either. It was basically a penalty kick. There we go. That should secure it. 73 minutes, up 5-1. I think we're looking at moving on to the next round, which is the quarterfinals, right? We need to get to... Is that where we need to get to? The quarterfinals? Or the semifinals? I don't recall. We'll take a look at that afterwards. See what the board is asking for. Crispin's a little tired, but we don't really have much in the way of backup for him. Everybody else is looking okay. Philippe, a little tired. Don't really want to bring any of these other guys off the bench. Acosta's a little bit injury prone. Not injury prone, but Salvador boots it out. There you go, full time. Here we go. Dressing room. All right, hand over to the assistant. We didn't do so good at the halftime pep talk, so we'll hand that over to the assistant. But yeah, medical center-wise, injury susceptibility, look at these guys. Acosta was above average, so I just wanted to leave him out. High injury risk, match fatigue, and tactical intensity. You know, so I didn't want to risk him if we could play some of our reserves. And Przybylko didn't have high injury susceptibility, but you know it's immediately after a match, so I think this is kind of skewed. Immediately after a match, guys are tired and injury prone. There we go. First leg triumph helps Cincinnati past Municipal. Richards makes his debut. Okay. Chivas in the second round. No. Cincinnati draws Chivas. Yes. Guadalajara. We're going to have to look at these guys. That guy already looks pretty good. Raul. Not too intimidating, but he looks pretty good. What about these values? What sort of they... You know, these aren't outrageous values, right? 7.75, 6, 5, 5, 5, 5. I mean, that's pretty good. You know, they probably have much higher sort of value top to bottom, but they're not so overpowering that we're not going to be able to compete with them, you know? I think we could compete with Chivas, so that's not bad. We will get a team report on them just so we can take a look at them a little bit earlier than normal. We'll send Kevin Hunt out there. Why not? So there we go. Chivas in the next round. And this will be the quarterfinal. Okay, and I think that's what we needed to get to, right? Yep, reach the quarterfinal leg. Okay, so we've achieved that for the year. If we can beat Chivas, though, and look at that, New England moved on as well. DC United, Atlanta United. Oh, look at that. That's a bad matchup. DC versus Atlanta. Vancouver versus Tigres. Cincinnati versus Chivas. New England versus Cruz Azul. We got all the bad matchups. I guess that's probably all that's going to be left, right? If Vancouver wins and Tigres wins, then all that's going to be left are MLS teams and Mexican League teams. So I guess you can't blame the matchups there. At least we're going to get one through, I suppose. Atlanta or DC United will get through to the next round. Hey, we look at that picture for Crispum. I don't know where that came from, but he's having a good time there. All right, we got some matches rearranged. Okay, that's it for the first Champions League. Then we'll come back for our next Champions League. Won't be for a while yet, right? Let's see. What are the dates? Do we have dates yet on that? Wednesday, March 11th. So actually, it's not that far away. So we'll probably come back. Next video will be the MLS season preview, and then we'll get back into the Champions League. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.